started the finals, BLS season, whatever. Are gonna finally 5, I think.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I always forget.
Probably like 5.5 at this point.
Chris and Dominic are gonna go for the kickoff. It's gonna be sent in midfield, be fairly neutral. Red kicks it up across midfield. It's taken by Dominic. It goes high above the net. Tries to follow it. It's on target.
Ooh.
Not quite finished.
Ooh, another chance though. What a save, and there it is.
Dale missed his chance. He is able to follow it up. Fancy Pirate slamming it home for him. Finishing the deal.
Yeah, there were a lot of saves in there, but just some relentless pressure from the side of RAR, and that resulted in a goal. So they're out to the early lead here, but there's still 4.5 minutes to go, so far too early to call anything here.
Yeah, and plus best of 7, so even earlier still.
True.
In the grand scheme of things, this ball in the corner for Barak Steve, it's carried out by Dale Doback. It's sent to the middle. Fancy Pirate has a good chance on it. Reg is there to stop it. Goes all the way across midfield. He's chasing it down. Takes a strategic whiff. Dominic was able to take control of it. He gets intercepted. This ball is being advanced by Chris Saka. Not slammed home though.
Ooh,
coming right back. Dominic into the corner of overthrow. Carrying it up the wall, bringing it across, looking for the crossing pass. Oh! Great shot opportunity. Really close. Just a little high.
For another shot, and that's going to be turned aside as well. And an unlucky bounce is going to send it nearly on their own net, but Fancy Pirates there to clear it into the corner, but a pass comes out from Liquid Sight, and Chris is there to slam it home. And that's going to draw our game one even here.
Excellent observation. All the way on the left side of the field, in midfield, comes all the way across and gets that tight angle, coming back against the way he was already headed, tying the game.
Oh, and there's a 50 win off the kickoff. It's on goal, and that's going to be turned aside by Dale. He gets a nice little love tap from Liquid Sight on the way out. And Dominiple's here dribbling it the other way. Liquid Sight tries to clear it, ends up passing it to Fancy Pirate, and Fancy Pirate passes it to the back of the net.
And driving this down the field. Gets intercepted by Liquid Sight, but Fancy Pirates got his teammates back, able to send that one right back through, over the top of everybody.
Yeah, it was just some good positioning, and fortunate that the ball fell right to him, and he had a nice touch to capitalize. And here's another opportunity on the other end as Liquid Sight puts it off the post. Chris is there to keep it in, and it's going to be cleared to midfield by Dale. And a nice touch is going to keep control, but a bit of a miss there, and Liquid Sight's trying to clear it out. Fancy Pirate says no thank you. It's been a lot of back and forth ping pong this game.
There absolutely has. Both these teams are going to feel each other out, and I don't think we're going to go 7 on this one. I don't know who's going to win, but I think one of these teams is going to find their groove or figure out their opponent in such a way that, it might go back and forth the first 2 or 3, even 4 games, but one of them is going to be able to, I think figure something out and just run away with it at some point. Probably sooner than later, but...
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. There's also the server changing aspect. I don't know how much that's going to come into effect here, as every player here is American or Canadian. So it might not matter as much as when there are EU players, but who knows? It's always an effect.
Oh.
And there's a long shot from Chris.
Chris gets the best of that one.
Sneaks it right over Fancy Pirate, and Dale finds himself a little bit too far up and leaves a wide open net for Chris. Going to draw us 2-2 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, good challenge from Liquid Sight to set that one up.
Yeah, there's a lot of
midfield. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh, Chris throwing it again. Dale is there.
Yeah, I was just going to say that there have been a lot of 50-50s that have led to goals in this game. or otherwise opportunities. And so both teams are going to have to be looking at how they're going to get the better of those opportunities. Maybe adjust their play style to win just a couple more. And I mean, something that simple could be the difference maker in a game like this.
And we're tied, less than a minute and a half to go. Saka trying to center it across. He's denied by Dale Doback. He gets that over the top of everybody.
Ooh.
It's followed up just wide.
2 players going up. Bit of miscommunication. Maybe they're not too warmed up to each other yet, but
Dale gets another chance. Not able to put it on.
Yeah, and there's another good 50-50 win from Chris to get a long clear on the ball. And Ryag's there to keep it in the zone. Attempt to put a centering pass in, but no one from his team is really there to follow it up. This is the part of the game where some teams kind of freeze up and get a bit more defensive, but Dale doesn't care and puts one over, what was that, 1 defender, 2 defenders there? Yeah. Bit of a miss from Liquid Sight and a great touch puts it right over Ryag and just out of the reach of Chris.
Yeah, beats all 3 on that move.
Yeah,
although one of them might have beat himself before it even got started.
True. With only 30 seconds left, you have to wonder if that might be the end of this. Liquid Sight has something to say about that, but Fancy Pirates there to carry it out. Liquid Sight wins it back though. Try to dribble it toward the center. Rolling in the corner, and Chris keeps it in the zone. Down in front of the goal. Dom gets a touch. Chris gets a great touch to put it back toward the net, and Liquid Sight just misses. Close one, and Chris puts it back toward the middle again. Still up, and that should do it here. Dominant puts it to the ground to clinch a victory here in Game 1.
Yeah, our number 1 seed comes away with Game 1 with a 1-goal victory. That's lots of ones.
Yeah, it was a cycle from Dale Doback there at the top of the scoreboard. Kind of, pushed him through on all ends of the field. It was definitely a good game from him, and he'll be looking to carry that forward into the next one. You also have to wonder if any teams will be switching lineups, as that is an option in the playoffs at least. Whether or not it's something that'll actually happen, it's kind of to be seen, but it definitely is something to keep in mind.
Certainly is. We saw it happen in the first round of these playoffs. I believe it was Overthrow that made some substitutions, at least one, and came away with the win in that series. Big shot discrepancy, I'm just noticing, 9-4 in favor of RXD.
And surprisingly, Overthrow didn't have that many more saves, but it was just a lot of posts and crossbars and things like that from RAR, and they'll definitely be looking to finish more of those in this one. We'll have to see how it goes here as Liquid Sight wins the kickoff from Dale. Puts it into the corner where Don is there to get a nice little wall to aerial. Fancy Pirates there to put it back into the end. Touch from Dom. Cleared by Chris.
Good redirect try.
Yeah, there was no one back from Overthrow, and yeah, he had to do what he could to try to put it on goal, but it was a very tough angle.
This is in the Overthrow zone as RXD has been attacking most of this second game. Chris trying to get that out of the zone.
Been on the offensive.
Get the 50-50 that keeps it just barely moving, and then it's just sent right back. Just a little high. Fancy Pirate on the attack, leaves this one for his teammate. Dominippo gets a good center. It's going to be a little high, a little wide, but it's going to fall. And it's still down in the corner. Eventually sent out by Rayog. Keeps moving it down the field. Gets to the RAR corner. And it's sent right back.
Yeah, this has been a bit better from Overthrow in the last minute here as they're finally getting a shot. Wow!
What a touch.
That was insane. Got a turtle goal for that one. super cheeky second touch there. Just
Wow.
barely puts it over the defender. Pretty crazy.
Dominic will winning that kickoff.
Oh,
Handily. Oh, Fancy Pirate not able to connect to drive it home.
yeah, and I mean already we're seeing 4 shots come out from RAR to 1 from overthrow. It's only a minute and a half into this game, but they've already hit a couple of posts, and overthrow's defense has been solid. So if they can just keep this up, obviously they're on course to win it. But you have to wonder if this is, maybe frustrating RAR a little bit. They just can't quite send it home.
I would think they're taking solace in that shot differential. They're just growing it. It's I think they're probably not worried at this point. If they can just keep putting that ball towards the net way more than their opponents, they're likely to win these games.
I mean, that's a pretty accurate statement. But so far, it's definitely not proving so, as it's 5 shots to 1.
Game.
Yeah, and there have been a lot of more post shots, like I mentioned in the last game. I'm noticing them this game as well, and good sights there to take another shot, and that's another post shot on the other end of the field this time, but RAR is going to be taking it out of their own end now. 2 players
Fancy
up to
Pirate
the
and
ball.
Dominic meeting on the wall. It's going to work out for him, and this is heading towards the net. Saved. Nice play from Dale, not able to get the follow-up. And now Fancy Pirate takes control, still on the attack, sending that right towards the front of the net. Goes across, nobody's there. And now Chris trying to take this back, but he gets stuffed by Dominic, and we're still on the attack for RAR.
Ooh, that's just going to roll across the front of the net. Can't quite be put in,
Fancy
but
Pirate!
Fancy
What
Pirate.
a shot!
Tiny little chip to himself, and then follow up to kick it over sight. There was definitely not too much he could have done about that one.
Patience. Not taking that first shot. Going slow, letting it bounce.
Yeah, it was
Excellent
a
shot.
smart play. That's gonna bring our game even. Finally, it only took 7 shots for RAR to get a goal. But Sight's immediately trying to bring it back down to the other end. A bit of a back pass to Chris, and then he misses, so turns into a back pass to Ryug. He's trying to take it up the field. But there's been pretty relentless pressure here from RAR. And even when Overthrow gets it down the field, it's just cleared right back out pretty quickly. So it's definitely hard to win while you've got that going against you. And Dominical's chipping it toward the middle. Fancy Pirate. The calculated fakes come out from Fancy Pirate is
That was an amazing pass.
Yeah.
Just didn't know if he could convert. Apparently he didn't need to.
Yeah, they both thought he would, but he was just a little bit behind the ball, and it turned into a couple of whiffs on the overthrow end, and that turned into a lead here in game 2. With less than a minute to go.
At its best, Fancy Pirate.
Yeah, I'm sure he's perfectly happy he didn't hit that one. Chris now gets a clear. Might turn into a shot opportunity. Oh, Dominipple with a double touch off the crossbar into his own net. Really impressive, but wrong net.
It was a good shot from Chris as well, but yeah, the 2 very quick touches
Dominipple
overshadowing the contribution that Chris made.
Yeah, it was just kind of wrong place, wrong time. He definitely didn't expect Chris to take a touch like that. Got pretty unlucky with the Psionics Please post bounces. But Dale...
What a flick from Dale!
Yeah, Dale decides he is not ready to go down like that. It's quite the flick for Chris and Raya, just sneaking it under the bar. Perfect placement. Give him a familiar 3-2 lead with less than 30 seconds left here.
Yeah, and 9 shots to 2 right now. This is ridiculous for 2 games that are at this point decided by only 1 goal each.
Yeah, and there's Chris trying to bring the score to even, but Fancy Pirate says no thank you. And he's going to try to keep it going. Chris turns that one aside, but Dominipple's got it in the middle. A chance for Fancy Pirate. Gonna roll up the wall. 0 seconds left. When it touches the ground, it's over, and there we go.
And Roar again, winning 3-2. Jumping out. The 2-game lead in the best-of-7 series. Only have to win 2 of the next 5. They must be feeling pretty good right now, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely looking good for them so far, but as I experienced firsthand last season, a lead in the beginning doesn't really mean much. If they get just a little bit complacent, overthrow can suddenly bring it back to a tie, and it's definitely not what Raw wants to happen. So they'll have to be careful to keep their head in the game, keep their composure together, and just keep playing their consistent 9-shot game.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. And no saves on their end.
So no cycles.
Yeah, so but only 2 shots from overthrow, one of which didn't go in, but then Dominic was kind enough to own goal to return their shooting percentage to 100%. So, it was definitely some lackluster offense on the overthrow end, so they'll be looking to step that up this game.
It just occurred to me, are we even changing servers? Because we didn't have, regional divisions this time. Maybe there's no point.
True. Yeah, I just heard the no server change from McBoop. I did forget about that. So.
That's fine by me.
Erroneous information earlier. My apologies, but regardless, coming in here, Game 3.
It's like Liquid versus Dale on the opening kickoff of Game 3. Dale gets the better of it.
Fairly neutral, and Fancy Pirate's trying to keep control of it, but he doesn't really have any teammates with him. Pass from Liquid straight to Rayog is going to be taken by Dominipple.
Oh, and he's driving it down the field. Oh, what a save
by Chris. Yeah, Chris got a bit unlucky to have accidentally hit that toward his own net, maybe trying to repay Dominipple for the favor, but in the end decided it wasn't worth it and went and made a very close save. Bulls.
Dale gets the stuff, not able to follow it though. Now Chris with control gets that pass. Fancy Pirate gets stuffed by Dominipple. It goes into the Rard corner. Rayug trying to keep it in the zone, gets a pass off the back wall, but it's quickly sent right back into the overthrow zone.
Ooh, that might be dropping down in front of the goal. Chris turns it aside. High aerial as Dom puts it back in front of the net. No one there to finish it, and that's going to be cleared out the other way. Chris is looking to center it, and that's going to be turned aside. Definitely still a lot of ping pong from these two teams. There have been a lot of solo attacks and long clears and things like that have kind of resulted in a lot of ping pong. But it's been close games, both games so far. So I am perfectly fine with ping pong. It's going to be close.
Absolutely. I like I said, I expected the opening games to be close, and these teams figured each other out. And I think at some point, maybe not this game, but the next game, one of these teams, and it seems increasingly like it's going to be RAR XD, is going to figure out a way to just dominate this series and start blowing out this other team.
Yeah, but we haven't really seen their explosive pressure this game so much as the previous two. Currently only 1 shot to none, as they make it 2 there, but it's definitely just not been as much pressure. Yeah, and Liquid Sight with a good save there to keep that one out. Yeah, we're lacking a bit of the pressure in the beginning, but now we're definitely seeing it start to come back, and that's really what RAR needs to stay in this one, I think. As Raya gets a long pull. Cleared the other way.
This could be an opportunity. Liquid Sight turns away from it. Let's Dominic will bring it all the way down into the corner, get another touch off the back wall for center. Everybody misses, and now Chris takes over. It's going to get laid down in midfield. Chris takes it, pops it up. He's got one guy, Dale, to beat. Fancy Pirate's able to save his skin.
Yeah, Chris
We're still tied. 2 minutes to go.
Chris got a good catch on his car there, but couldn't quite convert. But now we're seeing some pressure from overthrow that I think has kind of been lacking for a couple of games. But this is certainly the type of thing that could help them. But now they need to be careful with an open net. Demo comes out on Fancy Pirate, and that's probably enough for them to be safe for now. But it's definitely scary when you have an open net. You need to be careful to watch out for stuff like that. When you're trying to play more aggressive and apply more pressure, it's definitely one of the potential drawbacks. As Chris is now kind of getting into the center, and be cleared out now by Dale. Kept in midfield by Liquid Sight. The shot opportunity is denied by Dominical. Ryag's there to keep it in. Shot opportunity on his own net.
So close to the own goal.
Not the first one we've seen this series. But that one, Dominical decides he doesn't want to score on himself and is there to save his own shot. Now Chris is trying to go the other way. Ball's going to roll to Dominical in midfield. He's going to try to dribble. Rayog says no thank you and almost gets one on. Liquid Sight with a chance. Also turned aside.
We're 20 seconds away from another 1-goal game.
That's true. It's definitely been close. No matter how either team is playing, they've managed to keep it close. Dominical's trying to get it clear of his zone, but Chris wants one more chance at it.
He's setting it up nice.
Here. Oh!
So close.
And we're going to our first overtime of these BLS Season 5 finals. A face-off win, but Dominical is ready. Save on that one.
He's coming back off the back wall. Chris! Oh, he gets the bounce!
Off the
post!
Oh, man. Rar will definitely be feeling thankful for that one. And Dominical's now trying to bring it all the way back down the other way. They're not going to be able to get a shot off on that one, and Chris is ready to turn it straight back. Yeah, after a bit of a hectic start, it's sort of gone back to a relatively defensive game here. As both teams are just playing some solid, heavy, clear defense. Going back to their 50s as Chris puts one a bit high. Fancy Pirate clears it past Rayog, and that might turn into a chance. He's got Dominical in the middle, but Liquid Sight does not want that to happen. Chris is there to follow that up.
Yeah, Roar getting quite aggressive, but leaving a man back, and Fancy Pirate meets him in the middle there. Does not get the better of that 50-50, but it allows his team time to get back. That shot goes wide. Chris putting it in towards the middle. Sends it all the way across. It's going to be sent out of the zone, and now across for the attack. This goes off the back wall. Chris sends it back off the back wall. Fancy Pirate able to get up high enough, but just not able to get it onto the net.
Oh,
Dominical with the patience. Oh.
Yeah, it's been definitely a lot more pressure from overthrows. That one just barely sneaks high. Pass to Raya potentially, but Dominical's there to clear it. Chris puts it back in, and Dominical puts it back out. But yeah, we've definitely seen a lot more pressure from overthrow in this one to kind of match what Rar have been doing. As Dominical gets another big clear and a second touch to get it past Chris. Could this be the opportunity they need? Falling to Dale in the middle, but Liquid Sight is there to get the clear. He was shot the other way, but Chris misses. Dominical's now putting it on goal. Kind of back
Got rig there. We're in the
back to this ping pong
corner of
twister.
overthrow.
Fancy pirate.
This is just wide, just off the post.
Onyx, please.
Pirate pops it up. Dominic trying to get the touch. He does. It goes into the corner. Riggs able to make the touch, gets that sent across midfield. Now his team is on the attack. Overthrow in the corner. Chrisaka centering.
Dominic with
sent
the
out.
demo. Destroy the only possible recipient of that pass. And now it's turning into a bit of a stalemate again. Stuck at midfield, kind of bouncing around. Definitely seen a lot of that from these two teams.
Yeah, neither team is able to convert. The shots are a bit closer right now at 7-5 in favor of RXD. It's not quite the 9-2 from the previous game.
Yeah, Overthrow's definitely been mounting better pressure this game, although they have not been able to convert off it just yet. Fancy Pirate drops him into the middle for a teammate, but Liquid Sight the ball. But yeah, they've just been doing a lot better of a job of keeping it in the RAR end. Even if nothing's come out of it so far, it's definitely something to build on going into the next game.
This is heading towards net, but it's knocked away by Fancy Pirate. Oh, Chris putting that in front. Oh, Liquid almost with the redirect. Like he's going for the bicycle shot, just doesn't quite get there.
It's on the other end for Dominical. Dale puts it in the middle. Dominical can't quite get it on net. Back toward middle. There might be a chance. Raya fakes out Dominical, but there's no from Overthrow to get under that one, and Chris trying to keep it in the middle, but not gonna happen.
It's a good touch from Dominical. It goes across the front. Fancy Pirates denied.
Another good 50-50 from Sight. Well, it drops in the other way, and that's cleared out again. Chris puts it back in. So that's drop in center. That might even be on goal, but Pirate says no thank you. Now past the 5 minutes of overtime here, so
that means this game counts for double. This could be our last game.
All our viewers can enjoy their bonus game. Playoff action. Dominical. Great aerial. Decided 5 minutes was enough. And just sneaks it over. Good Sight and Chris. And they nearly had a great pinch save there as well, but did not quite work out.
That one is a bummer. So close.
That'll definitely be hard on Overthrow, and RAR will definitely be riding the high off that one for a while. As they're now only one game away from clinching the title here.
Yeah, they got 4 chances. Just got to win one of the next 4. And RAR XD will be the BLS Season 5 champions.
Yeah, and that's...
Here's the blowout that I've been anticipating.
Yeah, it's coming. Not going to be a one-point game?
Nope. They're going to run away with it this time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the table's set for that to happen.
Overthrow with lots of saves, lots more shots than they've had, but
even then they were still...
maybe was the high water mark. Yeah.
Even then they were still outshot 8-6 there. So, they had the lead going into overtime, but or the shot lead, going into overtime, but they kind of fell apart. But yep, game 4 kickoff is Chrisaka against Dale Dobak for the first match point here, or I guess season point for RAR XD, as they're looking to get a quick start here.
Oh!
Not quite going to fall for Fancy Pirate. And Dale's just going to pass it back to his own teammate. Questionable. Liquid Sight beats him to the ball, but Dominical wins the 50. There's some immediate pressure, but
Nice touch.
good. Pinnacle.
Oh, the
Can't
dunk
quite
just
sneak.
goes wide. Anti-Pirate going up for this one. He and Riggs send that off to the side. It's going to leave an open opportunity for Dale Doback. He goes slow and it almost...
what a
Liquid Sight,
50-50
great play. Great save.
Yeah, definitely did not let the pressure of the moment get to him, and he gets a great save, and Chris is clearing it the other way. Nearly puts a shot on goal, but Dale's there to make sure that doesn't happen, and Dominic will send it the other way. Chance here, and there's no one in the middle to receive it.
This ball's still in midfield. Liquid Sight bringing it up, going for another touch. Ball's into the corner. It's cleared out. Oh, Rhea getting it right back in. Not able to get to the next touch though, so it's going to be called to his teammate Chris. He misses Liquid Sight there to back him up. This gets centered across the front. It's a little high and it's sent out of the danger area there.
This is definitely not turning out to be the blowout you predicted so far.
Not yet.
It's looking to me just as close as all our other games.
At this point, I think a 2-goal win is a blowout though, right?
Yeah, we sneak wide. I mean, I suppose in the context of things, it would be 200% more victory margin than...
Gotta have that context.
Here's Chris to put it in. Gives himself gives him and his team the lead there. A great solo play to keep it in and then sneak it in past the defenders. A couple people in chat there are getting upset that we're saying Kasaka, but that's who he is in BLS, and what a shot. Did not see that one coming, as he just gets a great power shot straight off the kickoff and perfect upper 90 placement.
Well, I'm pretty sure that is my fault. I apologize to Chris, aka Mr. XD, and all of his fans. I'm still going to call him Kasaka.
So that's who he is in BLS. He's always been Kasaka. And, here's a quick opportunity coming out for overthrow. If Dale can't get this turned aside, they can though, and it's turned into a 2-on-1 the other way. A dunk comes out. Fancy Pirate can't quite get it down, and it's all the way into the other end. We're back to this kind of neutral stalemate ping pong.
Look at the angle.
Just barely off the crossbar. That would have been insane. Chris in his own corner and controls it to put it the other way. Dale hits it up into the
shot opportunity. Nope.
Liquid Sight now putting it into the other end. High above the goal. Will anyone be able to bring it down? Not quite. Chris and Liquid Sight were both up for that one, and did not quite happen. Cool.
Yeah, Rar's been on the defensive since that last goal most of the time, it seems, but here they come on the attack.
Yeah, I think it's some more of the good pressure we saw from Overthrow in Game 3.
Yes.
Kind of even on shots. In fact, they have the shot lead right now. So this is definitely what they need. As here's another potential shot coming out from Liquid Sight. Fancy Pirate there to the big clear. But yeah, this is what they need. They just need a lot of good pressure. Chris centering it, tied by Dale Doback and cleared by Fancy Pirate, and we're back at midfield again. No one really in clear possession of the ball. Sight taking it up the wall, passes to Chris. Chris puts it probably not on goal, but it was close, and Dominic will turns that one aside as well. Might turn it into his own pass opportunity here, but that's also going to be denied. Oh my God!
Look at that! Oh, close.
That would have been crazy, but another unfortunate off the crossbar shot from Chris.
Yeah, we're about 30 seconds to go. Game's tied 1-1.
I mean, I'd be perfectly happy with another 5-minute overtime at this point. But Fancy Pirate might have something to say about that, and a demo comes out on a goalie.
Comes another shot opportunity. Goes just high and wide by Dominipple. He's not able to follow it up. Chris taking it over midfield. He's still fighting everybody. He's going to leave Liquid Sight a chance. Oh! The dunk!
He gets the dunk. 6 seconds left.
Redemption! You think they can hold on for 6 seconds, take game 4?
I mean, Dominipple had that crazy kickoff goal earlier, so honestly, I'm not so sure. They need to be very careful with the kickoff and
it's going well for RAR.
Toward their end, but Chris, that's going to drop.
Gonna fall.
An overthrow takes game 4 here. They're definitely still in this one.
If they'd won by more than 1 goal, I would have predicted them to just blow out all the rest of them as well. But only the 1 goal, I'm still... Wow, the shot differential. It completely reversed.
Yeah, it's 9-3 in overthrow's favor. They definitely had the pressure going on, and Liquid Sight was able to play hero at the very end. 6 seconds left to go, and he gets an amazing dunk. It was about as good a game as you could ask for. And I don't know if RAR is maybe getting complacent like I thought they might. Or if Overthrow's just totally switched around their game plan and are going all out aggressive, nothing left to lose type of mentality.
That's still what I predicted. They figured something out. How to get more shots. And they're going to win it now. Overthrow with the reverse sweep. You heard it here first.
That would be absolutely insane. I don't know. I don't think we've ever had a reverse sweep in BLS Finals history, all 4 of them. Not a great sample size, but regardless. As we getting into Game 5 here. Overthrow will be looking for a repeat performance. Possibly not such a nail-biter as it was last time. But regardless, they'll be looking to get out to an early advantage, but Dominipple has other ideas. And Chris has even more other ideas as he puts a great shot on goal, but Dominipple turns it aside. Bit of weird bounces coming out here.
Yeah, Overthrow just trying to control that, slowly bringing it back into their own zone. Probably everybody waiting for one of their teammates to help. That's a big demo. Leaves an open shot opportunity. I think that was Dale who made that demo.
Yeah,
Chris crushing Chris. Leaving a completely open shot for Dominipple.
That looks like the worst kind of demo, too, where he saw him coming at the last second and there was nothing he could do about it. Dominipple was certainly happy to capitalize on that to give him an early lead in this one.
All they got to do now is hold it for another 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and they will be champions.
Could even get another assurance goal here as Dominipple has great placement into the near post, I guess, to kind of keep it out of reach of Ryog and Liquid Sight.
Yeah, it looks like everybody on Overthrow is being a bit aggressive, and just once that ball pops over somebody's head and nobody's behind them anymore, it's hard to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big risk when you're playing an aggressive style. And, you know, RAR XD is happy to capitalize on any over-aggression they can find. But Liquid Sight's trying to put one in. Dominipple clears it. You have to wonder if 2-0 deficit is, you know, a bit too much to overcome at this stage in the playoffs. I'd certainly hope it isn't, but these long series, especially with an extra game's worth of overtime, can definitely start to take their toll, especially on the
nice touch,
team
nice
and
follow-up.
Dominipple.
Oh, Dominipple, what a play!
Hat trick in a minute 30.
This bicycle flip off the back wall to himself, never lets it hit the ground. Calculated off Chris. Insanity.
Yeah, it's definitely been all about Dominipple in this game, as he's got 3 goals off 3 shots and more points than the other 5 players in the game combined. You will definitely be looking to keep that up, but this might be the beginning of the end for Overthrow. as this is finally looking like the blowout game you've been predicting.
Oh!
Dominipple with potentially one more, and Chris, it's the clear. Dominipple keeps it in. Fancy Pirate puts it on. Not going to happen. Here's another opportunity. 2 players up. Chris clears it. Gets past Fancy Pirate, and this might actually be turning into an opportunity the other way, but Chris with a couple of unfortunate whiffs. And can't quite get anything off that one.
We are in the RAR zone, though. Although we have just been cleared out.
Big clear.
Now Liquid Sight trying to get this out of his team's area. It's stopped by Fancy Pirate. Saved by Chris.
Raya clears it out. Dom might be looking for a fourth. Can't quite get it down. Great clear by Liquid Sight. And Chris looking for it. No thank you, says Dominipple. There's a center, also turned aside.
Good play from Dale, last guy back.
Oh, Ryog! Oh,
Overthrow was waiting.
Somehow that doesn't get in. Kind of back to a bit of a stalemate. And Liquid Sight can't put that one on net. And Chris gets a good touch, but it's not really going to fall anywhere too useful. And Dale's just going to clear it the other way. Less than 1 minute and 30 to go, and RAR XD are up 3-0. Have not seen too much life from Overthrow in the first couple of minutes of this game, but they've been kind of bringing it back here slowly. But it might be a case of too little, too late, as Dominipple puts a 4th one in off the wall.
Going to be 7 shots to 4. I don't even think he got credit for that one. I believe he just had credit for a miss earlier. Yeah, it's been quite one-sided.
Yeah, and I mean, game. Even more than one-sided, it's really been Dominipple with a performance. Really putting the dominate in Dominipple in this one, and it's looking for another one here.
Oh.
Chris, great clear off the wall, but definitely a lot of pressure coming in. Get a goal every 10 seconds at this point from Overthrow, and I think it may be a reasonable assumption to call the game at this point.
I suspect you're right. It looks like RAR XD, the regular season champions, are going to be our BLS Season 5 Grand Champions.
Yeah, and here's Dale looking to tack another one on, but Chris does not want the 5-0. Dom fakes him out, puts one into the middle. Can't quite happen. Chris kind of lazily clears it down. Ryog putting it on goal. They might get a bit of redemption here. Oh, they can't even have that. And RAR XD going to be your Season 5 BLS Grand Champions. I don't know, Grand Champions might not be the best word. There's other connotations in Rocket League, but your final champions here. Carried their single playoff appearance to a 3-1 victory due to the playoff format in this one, and sure they are feeling great about that one.